Hey everyone, welcome back to Skill Swell, where we help you level up your skills. Today, we have something super special. We're diving into part 2 of Jen Sincero's epic book, You Are a Badass, focusing on the section called How to Embrace Your Inner Badass. If you've ever felt stuck or like you're not living up to your full potential, this video is for you. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. In Jen Sincero's words, our subconscious mind is the non-analytical part of our brain that's fully developed the moment we arrive here on Earth. So let's dive into what she calls the Big Snooze. Picture this. You're wrapped up in a cozy blanket, nestled in the most comfortable armchair. You're in your safe space, your comfort zone. This is the Big Snooze, a metaphor for the place we often find ourselves stuck in, resistant to change and unwilling to venture out. But why is it that we hold ourselves back? Enter our self-limiting beliefs. These are the internal barriers we build, the walls that keep us from realizing our full potential. They whisper in our ears, convincing us that we're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. They are the chains that keep us anchored in our comfort zone, hesitant to reach out and grasp the opportunities that lie just beyond our reach. Now, you might be asking yourself, but what are my self-limiting beliefs? They're different for everyone. For some, it might be a fear of failure. For others, it might be a feeling of unworthiness. They're the negative narratives we tell ourselves, the stories that shape our self-perception and dictate our actions. But here's the good news. Identifying these beliefs is the first step towards conquering them. It's about challenging these narratives, questioning their validity, and rewriting them with positivity and self-affirmation. It's about stepping out of that comfortable armchair, shedding the cozy blanket, and stepping into the unknown, ready to embrace change. So let's take a moment to reflect. What are the self-limiting beliefs holding you back? How are they shaping your life? And most importantly, are you willing to challenge them, to rewrite your story and become the best version of yourself? It's time to awaken from the big snooze and challenge these limiting beliefs. Jen Sincero once said, "What other people think about you has nothing to do with reality." This statement, simple yet profound, is a cornerstone of understanding self-perception. It underscores the fact that how we perceive ourselves fundamentally shapes our lives and the decisions we make. Our self-perception is much like a zoo. It's a menagerie of thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes about ourselves, collected and cultivated over time. It's an internal ecosystem where thoughts roam freely. Some are as gentle as a butterfly, while others are as daunting as a lion. In this zoo, our self-perception is the zookeeper, calling the shots and setting the boundaries of our personal universe. Consider this. If you perceive yourself as someone who is not good at public speaking, you might avoid situations where you have to speak in front of a crowd. This self-perception, in turn, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, limiting your opportunities to grow and excel in this area. But what if you could change the narrative? What if you could perceive yourself as a confident and articulate speaker? Would that not open up new possibilities and pathways for you? The reality is our self-perception is not set in stone. It's malleable, like clay, and we have the power to reshape it. It's not an easy task, mind you, but it's certainly achievable. It requires self-reflection, self-awareness, and a good deal of courage to challenge the negative perceptions we hold about ourselves. So, let's take a moment to reflect. How do you perceive yourself? What are the stories you tell yourself about who you are, your abilities, your strengths, and your weaknesses? How are these stories influencing your actions, your decisions, and ultimately your life? Reflection is the first step towards understanding and altering our self-perception. Once we've identified the narratives that are holding us back, we can begin the process of changing them. We can replace the negative self-perceptions with positive ones, the limiting beliefs with empowering ones. This is not about deluding ourselves or living in a fantasy world. It's about recognizing our potential, embracing our strengths, and acknowledging that we are capable of more than we often give ourselves credit for. Remember, the way we perceive ourselves determines the scope of our dreams and ambitions. It's the invisible fence that either confines us or sets us free. If we perceive ourselves as capable, resilient, and worthy, there's no limit to what we can achieve. As Jen Sincero rightly points out, our self-perception is our reality. It's the lens through which we view ourselves and the world around us. By altering negative self-perceptions, we can unlock our full potential. So, consider this. If you could change one thing about how you perceive yourself, what would it be? And more importantly, what's stopping you from making that change? Remember, your self-perception is a zoo, but you're the zookeeper. You have the power to change the landscape. It all starts with a single step, a single thought, a single belief. By altering negative self-perceptions, we can unlock our full potential. In the words of Jen Sincero, you are responsible for what you say and do. You are not responsible for whether or not people freak out about it. Now let's talk about the third part of embracing your inner badass, loving the one you is. Yes, you heard that right. It's not about loving the one you'd like to be or the one you think you should be, but loving the one you is, right now, in this very moment. Self-love and self-acceptance, contrary to popular belief, aren't just buzzwords thrown around in self-help circles. They are fundamental prerequisites for achieving success and happiness. They are the bedrock upon which we build our thoughts, actions, and ultimately, our lives. So what happens when we don't love and accept ourselves? We engage in self-sabotage. We may not realize it, but our actions or inactions are often guided by our subconscious mind's desire to keep us in our comfort zone. This is where self-sabotage comes into play. It's the voice inside your head telling you that you're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. It's the fear that stops you from taking risks, from stepping out of your comfort zone, and from embracing your true potential. But here's the good news. You have the power to change this narrative. You can replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Instead of telling yourself, I can't do this, say, I can and I will. Instead of believing that you're not good enough, remind yourself that you are enough, just as you are. These positive affirmations aren't just empty words. They are powerful tools that can reshape your mindset, boost your confidence, and propel you towards achieving your goals. But remember, repetition is key. The more you repeat these affirmations, the more ingrained they become in your subconscious and the more powerful their impact. Now you might be thinking, that sounds great, but how do I actually start practicing self-love? Well, it's simpler than you might think. Start by being kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion, understanding, and respect you would show to a loved one. Next, make time for self-care. This could be anything that makes you feel good. A hot bath, a hike in nature, a good book, or even just a few moments of quiet reflection. Remember, self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Finally, eliminate negative self-talk and self-criticism from your daily life. This might be the hardest step, but it's also the most important. Whenever you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, stop. Replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Remember, loving yourself isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong journey. It's about showing up for yourself, day in and day out, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. By cultivating self-love and acceptance, we lay the foundation for all our successes. And remember, you are a badass, and it's time to start living like one. As Sincero puts it, it's about having the cojones to show up as the brightest, happiest, badassiest version of yourself, whatever that looks like to you. In this exploration of Jen Sincero's You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life, we've delved into the heart of what it means to embrace your inner badass. We've learned that it's not about being tough or rebellious, but about being the most authentic version of yourself and living a life that truly reflects that authenticity. In essence, embracing your inner badass is about giving yourself permission to be you, unapologetically and wholeheartedly. It's about breaking free from the chains of doubt, fear, and self-deprecation and stepping into a life of authenticity, confidence, and joy. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more awesome content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep embracing your inner badass. Start today, and remember, Skill Swell is your blueprint for a better you.